Yo, what's up guys, it's me Jake here, and today I'm going to be doing my month of August Manga Haul. Before I get into that, every video I'm going to be trying to start with a question. This month, or this video's question I should say, is what did you guys pick up this month in the month of August? It doesn't have to be everything if you don't want to. It could be your favorite thing you picked up, or just the thing you're most proud of picking up this month. But if you really want, you can put everything, but put down in the comments, put down below what you got in August. So, let's just get straight into the video. If you don't know how my manga hauls work, I usually split them into sections and put timestamps, so if you want to look at a certain kind of publisher, you can easily do that. Starting off with the Viz section, like usual. And the first volume I got this month, well, not chronologically, but first one I'm going to show off is going to be Asadora Volume 5. Have you yet to read this? I've read 1 through 4 already. Very excited to read this. I hear this is where the story kind of picks up, but I also know that Naoki Urasawa, I think, is on hiatus at volume 7 or 8. So I know that there's a couple more volumes, and then we're not going to have a volume for a little bit, so kind of excited to get into this, but I'm also kind of annoyed that we're also having a hiatus this early on. But let him have his time. I get it. Manga is just really hard to make, and for the health, it's not good. So give Naoki Urasawa his time. He's made many of mangas before, so I think he deserves it at this point. You know, I feel like I was peer pressured to buy this one. I feel like everyone in the manga community bought this one, and I'm going to say this right now. It's Rooster Fighter. I feel like everyone got it, and everyone was basically telling me you should get it, so kind of felt peer pressured. I've yet to read this as well. I've yet to read a lot of stuff this month because I've been just kind of trying to catch up on my reread on One Piece and trying to finally read Wano. But, yeah, I'm going to say this right now. Just excited to read it. I've seen some panels that look amazing. I've also seen the Boogie Snacks clip. Love Boogie. He's an amazing person. I think that clip is amazing. And, yeah, very excited to get into this, and I cannot wait to read it. I hear great things about it. I just look at the art, and it's just insane. So, yeah, cannot wait to get into it. Next up is a series I'm very close to finishing, and that's going to be Eyes, and this is volume 1. I need 2 more volumes, which I know are the impossible to find volumes, volumes 9 and also 15. And I'm going to say this right now, I'm really excited to get into Eyes, but of course I have to get those 2 volumes. I'm really hoping I can find them for a decent price. I don't really care if it's above retail. I'm not one of those people that gets annoyed from scalping. If you already know what happened recently, it's a stupid debate. Who cares? Just let people put the prices on whatever they want. I don't care. I'm not going to go too in-depth about that because I don't want to talk about that, but got Eyes Volume 1. I cannot wait to get into this, and I cannot wait to hopefully get Volume 9 and 15 very soon. Next up, this one, I did get early, of course. You wouldn't know that if I just talked about it because it did just come out. It's going to be Black Clover 30. I got this like a week early at a Barnes & Noble's. Very excited to pick this up. Love Black Clover. If you don't know anything about me, one of my favorite series of all time. It's my number 3. Not going to drop the ball, I feel like, so far. This most recent, the final arc start, has been amazing. The start of this arc has been really phenomenal, and I cannot wait to see what Yuki Tabata does. And of course, we're nowhere near that in this. We need like another 3 or 4 more volumes until we get up until that kind of final arc range in English volumes, but this volume is an amazing volume. I've skimmed through it. Of course, I'm already up to date weekly, so I'm not gonna get spoiled looking at this, and I've seen where it ends, and I know it's just a phenomenal ending of a volume. It's a really good part of this arc, and I cannot wait for more people to finally finish the Spade Kingdom. Next up is one that I got kind of as a troll. Basically, this light novel series has only gotten 2 out of the 21 novels printed. I kind of wanted to try it out at one point, and that's because I never hear anyone talking about the anime or manga or light novels anymore, because it is one of those shonen harems lost in time because it was made in like the late 2000s. Shakugan no Shana novel 1 and 2. You never see anyone pick this up, and I think I'm probably the only manga tuber with this in their collection. I'm gonna just put that out there. Of course, I could be wrong, but I'm gonna say I'm really excited to get these. I got them for a pretty good deal. I got these for basically what normal novels retail at, so I'm gonna say it's not that bad of a deal. It's like 30 bucks, I think, with shipping, so I'm like, it's not that bad. For novels that I can never find anywhere, they're out of print. And also, that's basically the normal retail price for most Yen Press and 7 Seas novels, so excited to get these. Cannot wait to get them. I got these more recently, like in the past week or 2, so of course I've yet to read these. Plus, I buy light novels so I can read them during school. My classes literally just started, so of course now is when I'm going to be starting to read a lot of light novels I am buying. The next thing, and the third to last thing I got in my Viz section, is going to be a series I actually did buy last month, and I completely forgot to put it in my haul. It's going to be all of Wak Wak. If you don't know anything about Wak Wak, it's made by the creator of Hoshin Enji. I'm going to be very honest, I've gotten this because I've been really excited to kind of get into more of his work. I feel like these series just look really interesting. I've heard a little bit about Walk Walk, and these covers are just amazing, man. They're kind of hard to find, but if you go on Amazon, you can kind of find a lot of them. I think it's all complete at 4 because it did get canceled. I found all of them on Amazon, but they were like the last ones in stock on Amazon. You can probably still find a couple of these there, but I don't know if you can find the other ones because previously they were kind of hard to find and they haven't really been printed. So gonna hope for more people to get into this and hope more people can find them. Plus, spines are goated, and you know, with me, spines can sell a series. So, Walk Walk. Talking about some grails with eyes, I finally finished one of my grails. If you have not followed me on Instagram or anything, you would not know of this, but I have finally found the Gintama Volume 6. I am now finally complete 1 through 23 of all of Gintama, which stands right here behind me on all of my videos. It's going to be here hopefully for a while because I don't get many manga that kind of take up the top shelves. I would move this down, but I really like having my 2 grails here, even though I am missing 1 JoJo's volume, and I'm very mad because all of JoJo's recently sold for a stupid price. But yes, I finally finished my Gintama grail. I've been very much wanting this, and now I'm finally able to read Gintama 1 through 23. I know it's not finished, I know I have 77 volumes, but very excited to have this. And the final volume I picked up in my Viz section is going to be a series I've been loving, and I've loved for a while now, but I did kind of drop it purely because this got announced last year, and that's going to be Sakamoto Days 3. This did get announced last year, and I'm very excited to finally be able to pick it up. I did drop it around volume 5 because that's where it got announced around. So I'm very excited to read more of this, but of course I'm going to have to wait a little bit to get more content that's new to me. But it's an amazing series. If you have yet to read Sakamoto Days, each and every volume gets better and better. So I highly recommend this one. It's definitely one of them that remind me of the Gintama that I talked about earlier. It's a very much an action comedy that has very serious and very comedic arcs. I very much enjoy that about Sakamoto Days. It's very good, and I highly suggest it. Next up is my 7 Seas section, and I know a lot of you people probably know me for a lot of these series, aka the series I'm about to talk about right here, and that's Kimono Jihen. One of my biggest reviews is my Kimono Jihen review. I'm going to say this right now, it's one of the best series I've read out of more of the recent series that have came out. This is amazing. I love Kimono Jihen. I'm finally so happy to actually be able to own this physically in English, be able to read it myself. Of course, I'm going to have a long time till I get new content because I've read up to volume 14 in terms of chapters, but I'm going to probably reread this as time goes on. I know I got a bunch of people into it like HVL and I think East, and also my friends like Plasma and all of them. They've all started picking up Kimono Jihen because I've been raving about it for basically a year now, and I'm super happy that they can finally see the greatness of Kimono Jihen. Another one I'm kind of waiting for volumes to build up on, and that's going to be The Duke of Death and His Maid. I've been kind of waiting for more volumes to build up on this because I know I'm going to like it. I've read the first couple chapters recently, and I've just been in love with it, so I'm just going to wait a little bit, let there be like 4 or 5 volumes out, then I'm going to binge it and probably make a video on it right after that because I feel like this is one of the ones I will very much enjoy a lot. So hopefully it stays consistent where I liked it, and hopefully it stays good so I can make a video about it that isn't slandering the whole series because I really liked what I read. So yeah, definitely want to get more of it. I also really like the spines on this. Definitely I like it because it's more not like every spine where it's all white. It's all black, so it stands out, and I really like that. As you can tell, I have a problem. I love very good spines, and this is one of them. So yeah, if you're new to my channel, that's just something you're gonna have to figure out. So yeah. Series I've been waiting to pick up for a while now, and I finally have started it. I have not picked all of it up yet, but I have started it. My Senpai is only volume 1 and 2. Very excited to get this. It's kind of all color, and I always see this getting sold on like eBay and Mercari. Don't know why. I really love the anime of what I've watched, and I think the manga will probably be the same. If you don't know, this is like semi-full color. I know later on it basically is a full color manga, but it is like semi-full color where they don't do like skin tones and all that. And I really like that. I think it's really interesting and a different take on manga, and I don't see many publishers doing this or even many manga doing it. So it's just one of those more interesting things that I've seen within the series that I very much enjoy and very much cannot wait to see with my own eyes. So that's My Senpai is Annoying, volumes 1 and 2. Another one that I feel like everyone is picking up this month, and that's something that I've never read or even heard of before, literally a week before this got announced, and Weeabro was talking about it, and that's going to be Yokohama Kaidashi Kiko. Very much excited to get into this because I hear good things, and, you know, I trust Weeabro's taste, like, 65% of the time, so hopefully this is in the 65%. So I'm gonna say hopefully I enjoy this. I think his taste is usually pretty good, and yeah, it looks pretty good in terms of art. For an older series, I'm not really into like the older art styles a lot of the time, but for an older series, this art style really hooks me. It's one of the ones I actually really enjoy a lot. And yeah, I don't know, it just seems like a really chill series that I'm really excited to get into, and I think there's gonna be 4 of these, I think 4 deluxes of this, so hopefully I like this, and hopefully I can pick up the rest very soon as they drop. And hopefully they drop quick, but I don't know when the release schedule's looking like. And the next volume I picked up has had some recent controversy about it, but none of my volumes are really controversial, I guess. It's gonna be Tokyo Revengers 3-4. I know the first one was really thin if you got the second printing. I didn't get the second printing, I got the first. I know this one is also kind of thick compared to that for second printing first volume, so people were kind of confused if they got it. Mine's literally the same as my first volume. If you want to see what it looks like, I'll move this real quick. And mine is no different in terms of size. It's very much the same. So seeing people's who have different size volume 1 and 2s is very odd to me, of course, probably because I only own the first printing of volume 1 and I own the first printing of volume 2. I feel like the second printing and on will probably all be the same in terms of thickness, where it's going to be pretty thin. But I'm pretty happy with it. I think that this volume ends off with one of my favorite moments in Tokyo Revengers. I've skimmed through it. I'm going to read Tokyo Revengers once there's like 10 of these out. I'm probably going to reread it. I think the series is amazing, and I very much enjoy it. Of course, I dropped it at the final arc, but that's because this got announced, and I kind of want to read the final arc physically, even though from what I read, I didn't like. But we'll see what I feel about it when it comes out physically, and when I start reading it then. But it is one of those series that I feel like the first 20 volumes are so good that you can't ignore it. So hopefully more people pick this up, and I think it's an amazing series. And the second to last 7 Seas thing I picked up was a couple Mushoku Tensei novels. It's 2 through 4. I'm not going to talk about it too much. I've watched up till volume 4 in terms of anime, I believe. I think volume 4 is around where the anime first part ends. It's either 3 or 4. I don't know exactly. I'm trying to catch up with Mushoku Tensei novels, like pick them all up before I start reading them. Because I don't really like it. I really like the first part of the anime. Of course, it is kind of weird. I think Rudeus is very much not a good guy, but from what I hear from my friend who loves Mushoku Tensei, he says he gets better, and it is very much part of the character of Rudeus and his development of seeing him actually grow into a normal human being. So hopefully I enjoy that, and hopefully it is a good character development, because I want to read these novels, and I don't want to read about a degenerate for 20 novels. Just my opinion. And finally, the last thing I picked up from 7 Seas is going to be Arena the Vampire Cosmonaut novel. There's going to be, I think, 5 of these, and I've already pre-ordered all 5. That's all that's out currently, I think. I think there's going to be more in the future. I've pre-ordered all of it because I'm very, very interested to see where the series leads. Plus, I'm kind of doing a book club with my friend with this, so hopefully I enjoy this. But yeah, it's just a very interesting title and a very interesting concept from the back cover that I have read. If you want, go ahead and pause it and read it. Very interesting concept, and I cannot wait to start reading it myself, because yeah, school's around the corner, and I start binging stuff during school. Not in class, but in between classes, because I'm in college. Now, the next section of this video is going to be my Yen Press portion, and I did get a lot of Yen Press. There's one reason that I got a lot of Yen Press, and I'll talk about that when I show the series. But this is a volume I'm very excited to get into, because I've yet to read it. I've watched the anime, one of my volumes, well, it's fine. I've watched the anime a while back, and I really enjoyed it, and it's going to be Trinity 7. This is volume 26, it just recently came out. It's kind of crazy that the series is still ongoing in my eyes, and doesn't have a season 2. I feel like season 1 was pretty popular, so not getting season 2 is kind of weird to me, but that's off the point. I really liked what I did watch. I've yet to read this. I only picked it up because it's Yen Press, and Yen Press tend to have these longer running manga, have some volumes go out of print, and I'm lucky because I picked it up, and then not long after, volume 10 became like $170. So I'm gonna say this right now, I'm very excited that I picked it up at the time that I did, because if I didn't, I would have never been able to read Trinity 7 without getting scalped through a volume. And I know I'm not really mad about getting scalped a lot of the time, but it's kind of just annoying, so yeah. But yeah, I'm very excited to finally have Trinity 726, and I'm very excited to see what the rest of the series holds. Next up is a series that my friends kind of praised a lot to our friend group, and I've read the first couple chapters, not the first volume's worth, but the first couple chapters. I did enjoy it enough to buy the volumes, and I'm going to say that's going to be Chain Soldier, or the better name, Seihei Mato no Slave, which is the Japanese name. It just sounds way cooler than Chain Soldier. I'm gonna be very honest. I think the main reason I changed it is so they can't get canceled for putting slave in the title. They do keep slave in the text for the rest of the series. They just change the name and the title, so it's nothing I'm too crazy about. I'm not mad about. If you don't know, this is written by the guy who did Akame ga Kill. Not the art, it's the storyteller from Akame ga Kill, and I'm very excited to get into this more. Of course, I'm going to let more volumes build up. If you don't know, I don't read volume 1s a lot of the time. I read when there's a bunch of volumes out, so I don't kind of give it a one-shot review and be like, okay, I didn't like volume 1, I'm not going to go on, because a lot of series build upon volume 1 pretty well, or they just have a slow start and volume 1 isn't that great. So I usually give the series benefit of the doubt 3 to 5 volumes, so I'm probably going to do the same thing with Chain Soldier, even though I believe I'm going to really enjoy it. So yeah, that's Chain Soldier. Really can't wait to get into it, and on to the next volume. Next volume is a series I've yet to start reading, and that's going to be Red Fog Volume 2. Not going to talk about much, yet to read this. Just one of those dark fantasy, like, older time series that I've been really wanting to get into. It's kind of like Moriarty in terms of that kind of setting, I believe. I have no idea anything about this other than what my friends tell me, so yeah, that's it. I want to give the series more than one volume, like I say usually, so picking up 1 through 3, and then I'm going to read it on there. Bam. Now, one series I actually will be reading volume 1 very soon of, and I kind of think I missed out on the train of making the review for it, so it might not get views when I make one, but maybe I will when I read it. But that's going to be Quote Generic Romance. If you don't know, I've been wanting this series for a very long time, and it's not because I read it, it's because I want to read After the Rain 2, and this is made by the same manga. She made both After the Rain and this. I really love her art style. It looks amazing. I really like it. Kind of reminds me of shoujo, but more of a serious one, so maybe like a josei, I guess, in terms of art style. Really cool though, really interesting, and I cannot wait to get into this. So yeah, that's the main reason I want it. It's made by the girl who wrote After the Rain, and I really want to get After the Rain too. So maybe you'll see After the Rain in future manga hauls if I like this. So let's see if I like it. Before I get into the longer novels I picked up, I'm going to start with the shorter novels I picked up that I only have like 1 or 2 novels out recently. So to start off, it's going to be The Bride Demise novel 1. I don't know much about this, but it's written by the person who did Torture Princess, and also the cover looks very interesting, and that's enough to hook me. I did read the synopsis a while back when I did pre-order it, and I thought it was interesting. I don't know what the synopsis is anymore. I pre-ordered it like 5 months ago when there wasn't even a cover announced, and then when I saw the cover, it just solidified that I'm buying it. So very excited to get into Bride of Demise, and I cannot wait to see what it's like, or what it is, because I know barely anything about it right now. Next up is one that I just thought had the funniest name, and also the funniest backstory and like synopsis. It just sounds so stupid, and that's Sasaki and Peeps. I'm not going to say what it's about, purely because I don't want my friend who I want to read it know the synopsis before he goes into it. I want him to go into this thinking it's a normal series before he gets his brain exploded. And that's basically it, because the synopsis is just crazy. It's just absolutely absurd. I'm also not going to read the full title. I'm keeping it at Sasaki and Peeps. So, sorry if you want to know anything about it. If you do, just go and write stuff for Amazon and read the synopsis. I'm very sorry about that. Just I don't want to spoil my friend who might be watching this part of the video. And lastly, out of all the shorter novel series I picked up is going to be Higehiro. I cannot wait to get more of this. This one I'm going to be probably reading as the next novel I'm going to be reading when school starts. This and Arena are going to be the 2 novels I want to start when I start going to classes consistently. So, very excited to get into Higehiro and cannot wait to see what it's like. I know a little bit because, weird story, on Discord with my friends, and I watched episode 2 before I even watched any other episode. Didn't really pay attention to it, kind of just like glance at it every once in a while, but yeah, I basically know very little about it, so I cannot wait to see what the novel is about. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll probably see that I destroyed my wallet more recently. So I went to Newberry Comics, and they had every single Overlord novel. Wow, I forgot novels are facing this way, so I just showed you the back of a novel. So I already have 1 through 3, so I decided, you know what? It's buy one, get one half off. They have all of Overlord, which usually has some problems with some volumes being in stock. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna break my wallet and buy the whole entire series. Yeah, I think it's a great price. Basically, it's a normal retail for paperbacks. It's $15 each. So for hardcovers, I'd say that's pretty good. But I'm gonna say this right now. My wallet didn't think it was pretty good. Some of my friends saw the receipt. I didn't pay with the card, so it's fine. I paid with cash. And yeah, this was definitely a hit on the wallet. If you want to just do the math of the 15 each. Plus, I did get a couple more volumes from that, so it would be even. So I would get it because technically I got 11 volumes of Overlord, but my wallet, man, it hates me. And the last series I picked up, I already talked about this author earlier. It's going to be Torture Princess. I got all of 1 through 8 with the Right Stuff sale that happened, the birthday sale. And if you can tell, I forgot to put this in my last haul, so I'm sorry for people who get annoyed from this kind of stuff, but I forgot to put it in the last haul, so it's just gonna go on this one. Yeah. So, yeah, I got all of it, even 7.5. The bundle was not that expensive. I think I barely got free shipping on it, actually. So I'm pretty happy with getting 8 novels for that price, because if you don't know, novels are usually pretty expensive, but I'm fine with spending a little more on novels because it takes me like 5 times the time to read one novel than one volume of manga. So I'm kind of a little okay with spending a little more on novels, but yeah, when I get very good deals on novels, it just feels that much better. Okay, so next publishing company I have to talk about is Kodansha, and I was about to put this series in my vertical section because it is by a manga who makes a lot of vertical series. Shuzo Oshimi. This is Welcome Back Alice Volume 3. Cannot wait to get into it. I've already read volumes 1 and 2. I might wait for a lot more volumes to come out because this takes me 10 minutes to read each volume, if not less, because there's barely any words because it's Shuzo Oshimi. I love his works. I love him. He's a great manga. He's one of my favorite mangas of all time, if not my favorite who's made multiple works. It would probably be Shuzo Oshimi. But to be honest, it's very annoying sometimes when you're reading something weekly or monthly and there's no words and you read it in 5 seconds. That's just my problem with Shuzo Oshimi works. They're way too fast to read. But it actually helps a lot of the times when they're already finished. It just makes it way easier to read a full finished series. It's just very much way more enjoyable. Like Happiness. Reading Happiness was very great. Really, really enjoyed it. And that's because it was a fast read and it was already done. But I feel like reading it when these volumes are coming out is kind of annoying. So I might wait for a lot more volumes. Welcome Back Alice to come out. Next up, Plan, you're going to be loving this. Blue Lock Volume 2. It's good. I like it. Not as good as Awashi, but the thing is I'm a very big soccer fan. If you want proof, here you go. I'm not a Leicester City fan. I'm a Tottenham fan. Sadly, we don't win trophies. And I'm also a Dortmund fan for outside the Prem. I know the Prem is probably the most popular league in the world, but I'm a huge soccer fan, and Awashi follows soccer more realistically than Blue Lock, so I like it more. But Blue Lock is still good in its own right. It's definitely one of those series like Kuroko no Basket. It's more of a power-based sports series, unlike Haikyuu. It's like Haikyuu and Awashi are the same because they're more realistic. You know, Haikyuu has something like that. Kuroko no Basket and Blue Lock are the same because they're more of a power-based one. So yeah, that's what my opinions are on it. Nothing too crazy. Do like it so far. I think I rated it like an 8.3 to 8.5, but we'll see how that goes in the later volumes. And lastly, for Kodansha, I have Blue Period Volume 8. I've yet to read this volume for a while, and I've yet to read a lot of Blue Period volumes. Last one I read was Volume 3. Very excited to get into it again. I really did love what I did read, so I cannot wait to see what's happening with Yamaguchi recently and what happens recently in Blue Period, but it's one of the series I just let volumes build up so I can binge again. Do that a lot with a lot of series. I like binging series, and right now I'm binging One Piece, so I don't have much time to binge all this when I'm binging that, but yeah. Can't wait to get in Blue Period again, and let's see what else we have in this haul. Next publisher I'm going to be talking about is Vertical, and then the first series I have from Vertical is going to be Don't Toy Me Miss Nagatoro Volume 11. Now, my only gripe with Nagatoro, because I think it's an amazing series, is how they reuse a lot of colors for the volume covers and spines, so it's supposed to be multicolored, but it's really just blue and red. That's basically most of the volume covers. I think we only have like a couple green, maybe one green and one yellow, and one purple, 4 or 5 blues, and 3 reds. Or oranges. 3 red or oranges. Same kind of group there, but yeah, it's kind of annoying. That's my only gripe with it. Really love Nagatoro otherwise. Great series. But the other series I got from Vertical, as I only got 2 series from Vertical, is going to be Blood on the Tracks Volume 4, 5, and 6. I also got this on the Torture Princess lots, but I also forgot to put this in my last haul. It's going to be only annoying part is that they didn't put 7, 8, 9 on the sale when 9 came out the week after this week of the sale. I don't know why they didn't just say Blood on the Tracks for the week after, so they put 7, 8, 9 all in the sale bundle together. I feel like that was weird. They didn't even have 7 and 8 on the sale. I don't know, it's just a weird play by Right Stuff, but they've been doing a lot of those recently, so can't say much. So Love blood on the tracks though. I think the first 4 volumes are pretty meh, but I think it gets very good very fast after that. I was up to date. I was on chapter 95 when it came out, and then I kind of stopped reading it when I got caught up. But yeah, the Blood on the Tracks, great series. Definitely not my favorite Shuzo Oshimi work, but definitely one of his better ones. Now, the last 3 things I'm just going to put in Misc Publisher. This one I'm going to go through quick because I don't know if I put in my last haul. Faraway Paladin Volume 4. It's technically Novel 5 because they have 3.5, but yeah, I think this is currently up to date with Japan too. I think we only have 5 novels in Japan with 1, 2, 3, 3.5, and 4. I think that's all we have, so very excited to get into this. Of course, like I said, novels I'm going to be reading during class, not during class, but during school year, because I need something to do in between classes, so read novels usually. So cannot wait to read Faraway Paladin. Next couple things I got. I know a lot of my friends will be happy about this. Ragnar Crimson Volume 6. This is the 3rd Ragnar Crimson 6 I've gotten because the other 2 were damaged. And quite a lot. Like this. Yeah, imagine it going like this to this. It was very weird for the first one. The other one just had a rip through the spine. Not all the way through, but like to here. To the O in Crimson. Very annoyed about that. So yeah, hopefully Amazon can do better next time. Mostly because their menu has been terrible recently, and I hate their menu now for their order menu. It's terrible. Please, just cancel it. And the last thing I picked up in this haul is a Peak series, and something I've been really, really loving, and something I literally got caught up to because of this volume. My Dress Up Darling Volume 6. We need more volumes to release quicker, man. This thing is so good. Cannot wait for Season 2 of the anime if it ever drops, and I cannot wait for more of these volumes because when I say next arc is going to be so good, next arc is going to be amazing. And trust me, it's amazing. But yeah, that's all I picked up for the month of August. This is a very long video. I'm sorry. I'm going to try and cut this down as much as possible because I don't think any of you guys want to watch a 40-minute video because this is how long I've been recording. And both of my ring lights is literally killing me right now in terms of heat. As you might be able to tell, I'm kind of sweating. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for watching this video. And I hope you guys did enjoy. And I will see you guys next time. Peace!